Ever get that feeling that your life is a story someone else is writing for you?
Well, in this explainer, we're diving into this amazing idea from Thibaut Meurisse's Master Your Destiny. And the core idea is this: your life is a story. And the best part? You're the one holding the pen. You've got the power to rewrite it, starting right now.
So, let's just cut right to it with a huge question. Think about your life, right at this moment. Are you the hero driving the action forward, or are you kind of feeling like a side character, just reacting to whatever life throws at you? And believe me, this isn't just some random thought experiment. Your answer to this, it changes everything. So let's get into it. Think of this first part as your call to adventure. Because before you can even think about rewriting your story, you've got to answer that call. We're going to unpack what it really means to be the hero of your own life, and not just some supporting role in somebody else's movie.
And wow, this quote from Grant Cardone really puts it in black and white, doesn't it? He says it's a straight-up choice. You're either working on your dreams or you're basically a tool helping someone else build theirs. There's no in-between. It's pretty direct.
And here's the tough truth, right? So many of us, without even realizing it, just let our jobs, our family, or what society expects just write our story for us. We end up as extras in our own movie. But hey, the good news is, just seeing that's the first huge step to grabbing that lead role back. It's all about taking over that director's chair.
Okay, so how do we actually start this? Well, to become the hero, first, you've got to understand the secret script you're already following. And the tricky part is, most of the time, it's running in the background, totally subconscious, pulling the strings on everything we do.
So when we say story, what are we talking about? This isn't about, once upon a time. It's your internal story. It's this whole web of beliefs that you've put together over your entire life. It's the glasses you wear that color everything you see, filtering your reality and telling you what you can and can't do. So where does this script even come from? It pretty much boils down to two things. First up, repetition. Just hearing the same stuff over and over, especially when we're kids. Things like, you're not a math person, or money doesn't grow on trees. And second, interpretation. This one's huge. An event happens. Say you lose your job. How do you interpret that? Is it, I'm a total failure, or is it, okay, this is a chance for something new? That meaning you choose, that's a line you're literally writing into your life script.
And here's the real kicker. That story you tell yourself, the one that feels so real, a lot of the time, it's mostly fiction. Yeah, it's built on stuff you misunderstood as a kid, shaky assumptions, and just thoughts you've never really stopped to question. It's not a factual report of your life, it's more like a really convincing first draft.
Okay, so that leads to a pretty big question, right? If these stories are often holding us back, and if they're basically just fiction, then why is it so incredibly hard to just let them go?
Seriously, just think about it for a sec. I bet there's a story you tell yourself, maybe about your career or your relationships or what you're capable of that you know isn't serving you. But you just can't shake it. Why on earth do we do that to ourselves?
Well, the answer is kind of weird and honestly a little uncomfortable. We cling to these bad stories because we're getting these hidden emotional perks from them. First, there's comfort. It's what you know, right? It feels safe, even if it's miserable. Then, approval. You get compassion from other people, and that can feel good. And then there's this weird one, righteousness. It actually feels kind of good to be the victim and know you're right. These sneaky little benefits, they're like anchors keeping us stuck in place. All right, so we've diagnosed the problem, we see the old story, and we know why we're stuck in it. Now for the fun part, the part that's all about empowerment. Let's talk about the solution, how you can, on purpose, start rewriting your story. And yeah, I mean starting today. And the whole thing kicks off with one really powerful creative act. The secret is to completely shift your focus. Stop trying to analyze the old broken down character and start designing the new one from scratch. You create your hero. The book calls this your avatar, and that's basically the ideal version of you that you're aiming for. Now, this isn't about pretending to be someone you're not. It's about giving yourself a clear target, a North Star for your own growth. So how do you actually build this avatar? You just break it down into pieces. First, your values. What's truly non-negotiable for you? Freedom, honesty. Then, your quest. What's the big journey you want to be on? What's your mission? Next, your qualities. What kind of person do you need to be to succeed? Courageous, disciplined, and finally, your skills. What do you actually need to learn to make it happen? When you lay all this out, you've got a literal blueprint for the person you're becoming. And this is where the rubber meets the road. You start taking out the old lines of code in your brain and swapping in new ones. You find a limiting belief, something like, I'm just not good enough.
and you consciously, deliberately replace it with something empowering, like, where I am right now is exactly where I need to be to start. See the difference? The new belief doesn't pretend you're perfect. It just says, this is the starting line, and it's a good place to start.
But look, a new story is totally useless if it just stays in your head, right? Knowing all this stuff is great, but doing something with it is what really matters. So this last part is all about action. How to make this new story real with actual steps you can take right away.
I really want you to let this next part sink in. Your past does not have to be your future. Seriously. Think of it as the prologue to your book. The story up until now, it has zero power over the chapters you're about to write. You are standing at a turning point, right at this very moment.
So where do you begin? It's simple. 3 powerful actions. Number 1, reframe your past. You can't change what happened, obviously, but you can absolutely change the meaning you assign to it. Was getting laid off a failure, or is it the push you needed to find work you actually love? Number 2, celebrate your accomplishments. You have to actively focus on your past wins, no matter how small, to build a story that says, I can do this. And number 3, the most important, act in the present. Action makes the new story real. It's the ultimate cure for fear, and it builds momentum like you wouldn't believe.
So we're going to wrap this up by leaving you with one final question. If today is page 1 of your brand new story, what's the very first sentence you're going to write? What's the one action, the one thought, the one decision that will kick off the story of the hero you were always meant to be? Because right now, the pen is in your hand.